Happy 5th anniversary, idlers. It's here, the event's live. Oh my god, is this event crazy. I can't stop talking good things about it. Really hard to complain about this one. It's got everything. It's the new gold standard. We're gonna look back at this event in the future and think, how did we have it so good? When is the next one? Can we possibly even beat this event? This event is so stacked with so much value that where do you start? Where do you begin? You know what I mean? I'm gonna give you 5 tips. Hopefully it'll help you through the event and deciding where you want to spend and what you want to spend and what you should do. A lot of people hit me up with, I don't know how to use these anniversary currencies. Can you take a look at my account? Hopefully these 5 tips will guide you in the right direction and maybe shed some light on something you haven't considered. So let's get into the video. Let's check it out. 5 tips.
Got that you, got the shoe, got that, you got that you, got the shoe, got that.
All right, let's get into tip number 1. It's going to be skip the event. That's my first tip. Just skip the event, but just take a piece of it, not the whole thing. Obviously, there's a lot of great things in this event, so much value, like I said, but skip a bit of the event and don't do like everything you possibly can. Now, why? It's because of the prize structure for this event. It's so amazing. It's pretty like stacked near the start. Like you're getting a hero selection chest, which is great. It includes Fiona now, so that's a really good chest. Right, you can get a Fiona copy. You also get a 9-star puppet, which is wild, and you also get a Kiss of Ghost for just using 160 of the event currency, the conchs that you get from the heroic scrolls, as well as the dragon bolt down here. You'll get 100 by the end of the week once you cash out each of these checkpoints, and you will also be able to get some from doing heroic scrolls, and all of this amounts to getting to 160 to get a Kiss of Ghost. So consider spending the minimum amount of scrolls to get to that checkpoint. The other thing is this event is like a perfect storm. The hero Andrea is actually not like worth building. It's not really the standout meta defining hero. A lot of heroes can sub in because he is going to be your 5th or 6th hero on your PvP squad, and heroes like Rogan, even Ignis, especially Fiona, those type of heroes are those 5th and 6th slot heroes, so you don't necessarily need another one of those. And from the limited testing I have done, nothing's really jumped off the page where I was like, I need this for my team, or what's going to change the dynamic of PvP or like just the landscape of, you know, PvP in general, because it's such a crazy healer. That's not really the case for this hero, so it's perfect. The hero is not this like crazy thing you have to chase down and build day 1 or build within this week, so use that to your advantage. All right, so tip 2 and 3 are going to be pretty straightforward. It's going to be how you're going to use your resources during the event. So that is going to be pretty much grab the Kiss of Ghost. Just go get the Kiss of Ghost. But there's 2 ways you can go about doing it. Well, there's several ways, but the 2 that I think they're pretty interesting to consider are going to be the 300 scrolls or the 600 scrolls. Right, so we'll talk about the first one. 300 scrolls is going to require you to, of course, use 300 scrolls during the event. And why would you need 300 is because of the conchs. You're going to need 30 conchs from the event and combine it with purchasing the pack that is right over here. So you're going to want to get this pack to get the other conchs, and then you combine that to be able to get the Kiss of Ghost, because the Kiss of Ghost costs 160 conchs used in the wishing fountain to be able to get that reward. So you're going to have to find a way to get to 160. So the 300 scroll method is going to be doing 300 scrolls plus buying the $50 pack and combining that to get the Kiss of Ghost. The second method is going to be 600 scrolls. You're not going to have the luxury of buying the pack, but you're going to make up for that by using 300 more scrolls above the other method, and that way you still get the 160 conchs to get the Kiss of Ghost. And that is a perfect checkpoint to end on, I feel, and I think that is a good way to approach this event. All right, tip number 4 is going to be where and what should you grab when you get into the exchange event. So in the Fantastic Shell event, what artifact should I be grabbing? If you got yourself your Kiss of Ghost by spending a certain amount of scrolls during the event, congratulations. Now you can turn that Kiss of Ghost into something else, and what should you be grabbing? If you have grabbed the Kiss of Ghost, I'm going to assume you're somewhere in the mid game, maybe you're in late game. You should be really pushing for Void Vortex. It's possible now with this artifact. Now you need a lot of them. You probably need 5, 6, or maybe an upwards of 7, and a lot of gems and a bunch of other resources. But this is the key to unlocking the end game of all PvE, and that will give you the most amount of stellar shards and crystals of transcendence. Those two resources we all know are very important for investing in our heroes, giving them void enables and pushing them to their limits, so you have the strongest version of whatever hero you've selected. So getting that content completed is super important in my opinion. So that's why I think Magic Stone Sword is hands down the best pay to win to grab. And if you can start grabbing them, grab them now. You have the chance this event to grab actually 2 copies, right? You'll get the Kiss of Ghost that you can swap into one, and if you have any other old artifacts which you're not currently using, you can swap another one. So that'll cost you 640 of these badges total. And by doing the 300 scroll method or the 600 scroll method, you will have enough of these. All right, hold on. I've got to add this in post. This is very important information, and I didn't include it in the original recording, so we're adding it now. So you're gonna have to buy 500 of these medals on top of using the 300 scrolls or the 600 scrolls. Please keep that in mind to do the 2 swaps. So to get 2 pay-to-win artifacts, that's gonna cost you 640 of these medals, right? 320 for one swap and 320 for the second swap. And to get a large chunk of these, you are gonna have to get them directly from here. So it's gonna cost you 25,000 gems, 300 or 600 scrolls. There's going to be a little bit of RNG involved when you're trying to convert your initial conch into the actual medals, because you make a wish and you get a chest, and the chests contain the medals. So there's a little bit of, again, of good luck, bad luck, high rolling and low rolling involved. So please keep that in mind. Do those first, figure out how many you're actually ended up with there, and then you'll be able to top up with what you need. The target is 640 if you want to do 2 swaps, and it's 320 for 1 swap. Just wanted to add that in. Let's get back to the video. All right, so tip number 5 to close this all out is gonna be, if you're not grabbing the Kiss of Ghosts and you're not gonna be swapping a bunch of stuff, but you do have some gems to burn, I highly suggest, out of the options for swaps, if again you're not grabbing the pay to wins, you can grab a hero, because maybe you're still early game, mid game, you're trying to complete your solid squad of 6, trying to build out your team, or maybe you're transitioning into the late game and you're still looking for more than 65s, your 6th, your 7th, your 8th heroes, and you really do need hero copies. It's worth it, because when you consider last week's event when we had Sky Labyrinth, if you're like really lucky, you're getting a 0 cost hero selection chest. You just get really lucky with all of the energy and the axes. You just travel through all the floors and you just get to the hero selection chest, boom bang, you're done. You don't spend any gems, right? That's the best value. Spend nothing, just get lucky and get a hero selection chest. Events like next week where we have Imp's Adventure, you're gonna have to get super lucky with the lucky dice and not being sent back through the karma hut and all that nonsense. There you can get another hero selection chest. Both of those events are gonna cost you gems, anywhere from 0 gems to 4,500 gems. During this event, to swap for any hero, it's only going to cost you 50 of these badges, and 50 of these medals. 50 of those medals are going to be 2,500 gems. So when you think about it, it's a pretty good price to pay. A flat rate, it doesn't change, no RNG, just buy copies for 2,500 gems. So the last tip is, if you're really hurting for hero copies and you really can't wait for the upcoming events where you want to be spending, or you don't want to be spending that many gems, this is a good way to get hero copies at a discounted price. Snag them while they're here, because after this event, I doubt these type of things are going to come back too often, but one can only hope. And that pretty much wraps it up. Hopefully you found all these tips useful. If you have any other ones that you want to share, please leave them in the comments down below. If you want to stop by and get advice live, I'm on Twitch pretty much every single day. twitch.tv/June_S. If you stop by and I got some time, I can hop onto your account, take a look, and give you just actual feedback that's relevant with real context, see what you're working with, what you want to build, and all that stuff. So do stop by if you have a moment. Thank you so much for the continued support. Again, I hope you found this information useful. We will see you in the next one. Peace.